5 on the docket, calls 2406112, SAPS or AOP filed by the state. Would the parties please raise their right hands? You do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You both can put your hands down, starting with Mr. Raston. Sir, please state your first and last name for the record.
Zachary Ralston.
And his counsel, would you please identify yourself for the record, sir?
I'm Brad Douglas, attorney for Mr. Rasson.
And Ms. Lopez, please identify yourself for the record.
Daniela Lopez.
And Ms. Warren.
Mary Ann Warren, Assistant Attorney General for the state of Texas.
Okay, and you said this is a hearing. How much time are you requesting, counsel?
20 minutes.
Okay, and you may proceed.
I will call Ms. Lopez. Please state your name.
Daniela Lopez.
And Ms. Lopez, are you the mother of Zachary Ralston, born in 2020, and Nova Ralston, born in 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is the father of those children?
Zachary Ralston.
And did Mr. Ralston and yourself sign acknowledgement of paternity for both of these children?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been married to anyone else or anyone?
No.
Could anyone else possibly be the father of these two children?
No.
Has there been any family violence between you and Mr. Ralston?
Yes.
And he has put his hands on you?
Yes.
When is the last time that would have happened?
In 2023.
In 2023?
Yes.
Do you remember what month?
Around August or September.
And what did he do?
He pushed me out of the way when we were in an argument.
Okay. Did you file any police reports?
No.
Have you ever called the police against him?
I have.
Okay, let me ask you about that again in a minute. But has there ever been a protective order?
No.
Okay, when have you called the police on him?
It would probably in 2022.
Okay, so you mentioned this last pushing you out of the way was August or September 2023. When was the occurrence prior to that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, what happened in 2022 when you called the police?
We were in an argument and it got physical. He left, took my kids, and I called the police, or I think one of my sisters called the police.
How did it get physical?
An argument. We were arguing.
Okay, but how did it get physical? What physical things happened?
He grabbed me, he choked me, pushed me out of the way, and then he got my sister involved, and she did the same.
She did the same?
Yeah, my sister. Him and my sister.
To you?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you residing now?
Currently at Zachary Ralston's mother's house.
Okay. And do you feel safe there?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of conservatorship are you at? Well, first of all, are you asking the court to find family violence in this case?
Sorry?
Are you asking the court to find that Mr. Ralston has committed family violence?
Yes.
Are you asking for your information to not be disclosed in this order?
Yes.
Okay. Are you asking for the exchange of the children to take place at his mother's home, whether or not you live there?
Yes.
And if you're living there, will you be present at the exchange?
Sorry, what was that again?
Have you been present during the exchange at his mother's house?
Not recently.
Okay. So is it your intent to not be there when he comes to pick up the children at his mother's house?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of conservatorship are you seeking, sole or joint?
Sole.
Okay. And are you comfortable with him being possessory conservator and having visitation?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of visitation do you want him to have?
I'm very flexible, so he keeps them on the weekends. He doesn't see them throughout the week. Whenever he asks for them on the weekends, he has them. I don't fight him on him seeing the kids because he works. So whenever he asks for them, I allow them to go with him. I never fight him on that.
Okay. So are you comfortable with as agreed and failing agreements, the standard possession order, first, third, fifth weekends, holidays, shared?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you agree with the state's calculation of child support in the amount of $1,119.22?
Yes.
Okay, and what kind of medical is in place for these children?
They're on Medicaid right now.
Okay, do you agree with the 9% amount of $557 for cash medical support?
Yeah.
And these payments to begin October 1st, 2024.
Yes.
Okay, and when did you separate physically, like move out of the same household?
In November of 2023.
Has he given you any money since then for support?
Yeah, he has. He gave me $500 in December, and then he gave me another $500 in January.
Is that the total amount of money he has given you?
Yes.
So with giving $1,000 credit, do you agree on retroactive amount of $10,326.23 for retroactive child support? For the
Yes.
period, okay, for the period of December through September of 2024, December 2023 to September, till today. September
Yes.
23, okay. And you agree for that to be paid back at $100 a month beginning October 1st, 2024?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Counsel, Mr. Douglas.
Ms. Lopez, you're currently living at his parents' residence.
Yes.
When did that begin?
In November of 2023.
Is there a reason you're living at his parents' residence and not your own?
Because he kicked me out of our apartment that we lived at together.
Okay. And his parents are amenable to these circumstances right now?
Yes.
Okay. So you're asking for sole managing conservatorship based on a feeling of unsafety then at his parents' house?
No, when I was with him, and
Okay.
he would come over here to watch or to play with our children.
Was there
And
ever a time where the children were involved in violence?
yes, when I filed for child support.
I mean, was he violent towards the children?
Yes.
Was there a police report?
The police never came because they called and then they never showed up.
How was he violent towards the children?
So he went into my mother-in-law's or my ex-mother-in-law, so his mom's room, and my children were in there, and he went to grab my children, and he was basically like yanking them around, stuff like that, and also trying to grab the car seats. People were trying to take the kids from him, and as people were taking the kids from him, he went back to yank my children out of people's hands.
May I ask you who people are?
His mom, his cousin who lives here, also his dad who lives here, me.
So the strictures, do you believe that the stress and things surrounding the breakup had more to do with that violence?
No, he was just being unreasonable and violent. Nobody attacked him. Nobody said nothing to him. He just didn't agree with the conversation that we were having. And that's always how it's been. When he doesn't agree, he gets aggressive. And so that's why I filed for child support and for the family violence, the non-disclosure, because I just didn't feel comfortable with having one-on-ones with him when it just got violent. So since I filed, we don't communicate with each other. I actually communicate through his mother to him.
Okay,
And his mother does the drop-offs and the pickups because he's not able to have drop-off and pickups with me because he just doesn't like me. So I do it through his mother so that it's civil around my children.
is it true that this all began after you found out that he had a different spouse?
No, because I filed for child support in April. He told me about his relationship in February, and he just didn't agree. We couldn't agree on certain situations regarding our children.
Let me interject. One, please just answer this question, not a narrative. And for clarity, Ms. Lopez, have you ever been married to him?
No,
Okay, because you're calling his mother your mother-in-law. And then is he presently married now that you're aware of, Ms. Lopez?
I'm not sure.
Mr. Douglas, is your client married?
Mr. Ralston, are you married?
No.
Okay, so let's make sure we're using the correct terminology. He's in another relationship with someone else at this point. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Douglas.
Thank you, Judge. And so, based on that, I'm just asking you, do you feel as though he's going to be in any way danger to the kids?
As of right now, he hasn't given me a reason, or we don't meet each other. We don't see each other, so I don't see.
Okay. So the thing is, you're able to have an amenable relationship based upon, his mother dropping off and picking up. We're asking for joint managing conservatorship based on the fact that the kids are in no danger. And you said that you were fine with the fact that he would not harm the children. So my line of questioning is merely about the safety of the kids. You don't feel like he's going to be a threat to the children as long as you all are not, having a face-off one-to-one.
Right.
Okay. Next, so if you guys are about 10 minutes apart, is that correct? As far as geographic location?
Right.
Okay. And so do you see yourself moving in the near future?
Yes.
Okay. And where would that be?
I'm not sure yet.
And if I find family violence, don't disclose where you might be moving.
Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Yes, Your Honor. So do not disclose where you're going to be. If finding a family violence, we don't want any geographic location disclosed. But will there be a problem with having a limitation so that you guys can make sure the kids get visitation with him when you decide to move?
No issues.
Okay. So we're asking for Dallas County contiguous. And that gives you, the ability to move in different areas in DFW that are touching Dallas County. That way it's convenient for you guys to meet. Is that suitable?
In just Dallas County or?
No. Dallas County and contiguous means everything that touches Dallas County directly. So
Okay.
various counties, Tarrant, etc.
Okay.
Now, to the child support, currently, I understand that you say that he only paid you, what was the amount?
$1,000 for 2 months.
Okay. And so based on that, but based on where you're living now, you're living with his parents, correct?
Correct.
So once you leave that place, this being what it is, we were seeking 50-50. Is there a reason why, is he not taking care of the kids' additional needs?
No, I paid for all of my son's school supplies for school, and I paid for his school shoes and school underwear and socks. His mom helped me with his school shirts. I told Zach to help with some of his school stuff, and he bought him 2 pairs of shorts and a pair of shoes.
Okay, understandable. If my client's amenable to the idea of making sure that he pays for everything on a 50-50 basis, based upon what we've talked about and discussed, would you be more amenable to the idea of him paying for everything on a case-by-case basis if there was something in the order that stated that he had to assist with everything on a 50-50 basis?
I'm not sure about that. He doesn't pay for anything now.
Okay. Once again, if the order states it that he must, it's enforceable by law once it's written into it. And, you know, if we agree to it, then we'd be able to split that up. And also visitation would be the same as contiguous Dallas and contiguous counties. Is that not something you'd be amenable to?
So is he still wanting visitation whenever it's convenient for him, or whenever he's allowed, or not allowed, but
So
whenever he's
you
available?
don't get to ask council questions. He's to ask you questions, and you got 5 minutes left
Got
total.
it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass witness.
Okay. No further questions for this witness. I call Mr. Ralston. Please state your name.
Zach Ralston.
Mr. Ralston, isn't it true that the last 4 quarters of your income has averaged
If we start with family violence and that
Oh,
he's the
yes, ma'am.
father, we start with
Okay.
that.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Mr. Ralston, do you agree that you're the father of these 2 children that I mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any safety concerns yourself? There's been family violence between you and the mother that you want to tell the court about?
No.
Sir,
No.
is there any reason why your information, this order would cause you harm?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Any reason why your information, your address, your phone number in
No.
this order would cause you harm?
No.
Okay. All right. So, and what kind of visitation are you seeking with the children?
Well,
Conservative.
wait, 1 second, 1 second. Let me interrupt. You heard her testify about family violence incidents. Are you saying that didn't occur?
No, not the way that she's stating it. No, ma'am.
Okay, and keep your face in the screen, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to, the speaker's over here, so I'm trying to.
Okay, so can you hear me? Because usually I speak pretty loud. Can you
Yeah, I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what are you saying occurred regarding family violence with you and the mother?
Well, on the incident, and the first instance she mentioned, it was the point of the fact that after I told her that I was dating another woman and then that I was gonna let the kids see the woman, she agreed to it at first, and then she texted me later saying that she didn't agree to it, that she was gonna keep the kids that weekend. So I returned the following week and let her know, like, hey, look, I'm gonna get the kids my weekend, and again, I'm gonna see the woman I'm dating. The kids are gonna see the woman, and it was the same thing. No, I don't want it to happen, so I'll just keep the kids this weekend. So I left and whatever. I think it was 2 days later, I returned to have the same conversation, and it was the same thing. It's my kids. It's how I want. It's how I say it. It's all those things. So I did. I went and I picked my kids up. I grabbed my son from my mom, and I grabbed my note, and I grabbed my daughter, and we went to leave. And as I'm going to leave, then that's when I got bombarded by her and my cousin and them trying to rip the kids out of my hands. I didn't initiate anything. No, I picked my kids up as the right I have to take the kids with me, as the right I have. And whenever I did that, that's when I got bombarded and jumped out of, oh, these are my kids, you're not taking them, blah, 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 so on and so forth.
Okay, and then what about the other incident when she's saying you put
The other incident had nothing to do with me. It was one of those incidents where she was not taking the medication like she was supposed to. When she doesn't take her medication, she turns into a different person. She has no feelings, she has no sentiments, she has no nothing. It's her way or no way, and if she doesn't get it, then it's a big problem.
Wait, one stop. And so what is this medicine that she's supposed to take?
It's her depression medicine. I don't know the name of it. I don't know anything.
Okay.
But when she would get in these moods, I would call her sisters and to have some sort of support behind me, because it wasn't just me that noticed these things. So yeah, her sister did come, and it was an instant of a matter of 2 seconds of, as soon as her sister entered that house, she jumped in her sister's face, and it was, those two went after it. So her brother lived with me at the time. So me and her brother grabbed both of the kids, and we did leave because there's no need for the kids to be involved. No one went over there to fight her. We went over there to sit her down, to try to help her, to assist in these matters that where she didn't take her
Mr. Ralston, one
Yeah.
second. So the sister and Miss Lopez and her sister got into a physical altercation?
Yeah.
And are you saying you never got into the physical altercation with meaning with Miss Lopez?
No. That was all between her and her sister. As soon as that altercation
And are
happened,
you saying that you've never ever put your hands on Miss Lopez?
no, ma'am, never put my hands on her.
And
No.
Miss Lopez has never put her hands on you?
No, she's never hit me either. No, ma'am.
And have you ever had any restraining orders or protective orders against Miss Lopez?
No, ma'am.
And has she ever been arrested for any family violence towards you?
No, ma'am.
How did she come about to live with your parents?
Our relationship hit the end. So when we separated, it was just a matter of her needing to move on with her life and me needing to move on with mine. And her and my mom decided that it was manageable for both of them to go live with my mom. So they took that amongst themselves. I mean, yeah, I did push for it to happen soon because I mean, I don't want to live in a house with other people either. So
Wait,
that
you don't want to
conversation,
live, you said you don't want to live in the house with what you said, sir?
there's no need to live in a house with someone you're not in a relationship with.
Oh, okay, understood.
Okay, so
All right.
that first conversation was not with me. It was between her and my mom. And my mom came to me and said, "Hey, this is what we're talking about. What's your thoughts?" Cool. If that's what you want to guys do, cool. That's it's nothing. Move
Okay,
on. Let's
all
move on.
right, okay, all right. Ms. Warren, next question.
Okay, what kind of conservatorship are you seeking with these children?
I want 50-50. I want everything to be right down the middle. I want more time with them. I'm right now I only get the weekends, and then now that Zach started
Okay.
school, I only get
So-
every other weekend.
I'm asking, do you want joint or do you agree for her to have sole conservatorship?
No, joint. Yeah, joint.
Okay. And then the next is the visitation. You just said you want 50% visitation.
Yeah, so either we do the 2 days on, 3 days off sort of thing, or we can do a week on, week off.
But you've not been exercising that now, right? You've only been seeing them on the weekends?
Every other weekend now for the past few months.
Okay.
Or past months since school started.
Okay, so what has changed that now you want them during the week?
I've always wanted more time with them, but it was always how she wants. So I just let it be, let it be, let it be. And then now that Zach started school, it's the same thing. It's, oh, well, I don't have time with them now, so I'm gonna remove more time. What father wants to see their kids 4 days out of the month? To me, that's craziness.
In your income over the past year, it has averaged $6,189 a month. Would you agree?
No,
Okay, you worked at, where did you work?
I work at Smith System.
Okay. And so when I say over the past year, meaning the second quarter, first quarter of 2024, and the fourth quarter and the third quarter of 2023, that your income
Ms.
from those four
Warren,
quarters.
Ms. Warren, a lot of
Yes.
people don't know about quarters. Why don't you say what months you're talking about?
Okay. Well, the months beginning the middle of the year in 2023, so that would be like August.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Through the middle of through July of is it January, February, March? I'm sorry. It would be July of 2023 through June of 2024. That 12-month period.
Mhm.
Your income, and that I mean before anything's taken out, not what you brought home, but your income, $74,267.99. Is that correct?
Maybe I'll have to look at my stuff. I don't know what I take before, to be honest with you.
Okay. And
That's
so
why that number threw me off. Sorry.
okay, but the monthly amount would be $6,189. Any reason to not believe that's true, that that's actually what you averaged over that period of time
Before taxes, right?
before taxes?
Maybe I would have to look at the stubs. I'm not sure. I don't know what the exact number is.
Okay, and using that amount with two children, it would be $1,258.47. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, but if you do 9% for medical, 557, and credit that, it's $1,119.22. And do you understand the state's requesting you to pay child support in that amount every month?
That's a crazy amount.
Okay, so do you agree with that amount?
No, I don't agree with that amount.
Okay. And do you have health insurance available to you at a reasonable cost through your work? And
Yeah, I have
dental?
it. Yeah, I have it for myself. Like we talked about, whenever I return to work, I'll have to get those numbers to add the kids on there.
And dental insurance? You have dental insurance as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any idea how much it costs to add the children?
Right now I have no idea. I would have to return to work and get that
Okay.
information.
Okay. And do you agree that all you've paid in the past 9 months is $1,000?
I paid more than $1,000. I mean, that's what I gave her outright, yeah. But as far as
Okay.
diapers, wipes, when I help buy back school clothes, when the kids are with me, it's not only that I can contribute. No.
How much credit do you
Okay,
believe
so
that you should?
Mr. Ralston, just listen to her question. Don't give
Sorry.
us any amount what you contribute when you have them. That's not.
Okay.
So
Okay,
what money have you given to the mother since the separation, or anything that you've provided to the mother for the care of the children that goes with her? Nothing that you have done while you have them in your presence. So above the $1,000, what are you saying that you've done?
Diapers, wipes, every time they've needed it.
That you gave her?
No, I bought it outright. No, I don't give her cash. They
No,
text me.
Listen to me. You gave her the diapers and the wipes, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, so then how much is that? How much money?
The diapers is what?
Mhm.
Oh, you want the exact dollar amount? I would have to go back through my messages. You just want
Okay,
to.
but this is the thing, you keep saying that on the health, the dental, your paycheck stuff, all of that is what your lawyer, you and the state would have been talking in the breakout room. So when you don't give me that information, that's not very good. All right, go ahead, counsel, Miss Warren. Next question. I understand you don't, but they do. So that's information that's very important for today. It won't be time for you to go back and get that. This is your day. This is the trial right now. So it's what you can prove, not let me go get it and I'll check back with you. Go ahead, Miss Warren.
okay. So actually, sir, we have a period of time between December and September. That's actually 10 months. Would you agree, sir? That you were separated?
Yeah.
Okay. And so with that amount of child support that did not include the medical, it would be $12,584.70. You understand?
Okay.
And then giving 1,000 credit, because I believe when I was asking the mother about this, I had left out a month. So for that 10-month period with 1,000 credit, it would be $11,584.70 for retroactive child support. Do you understand that, Mr. Ralston?
Okay.
For the full 10-month period. And I understand you don't agree with that, correct?
No.
Okay. And is there an amount that you would agree with that you owed for the past 10 months?
No, I don't understand, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Objection. He's not going to be
I'm
able
gonna
to.
pass the witness.
Outstanding.
And time is up, but I'll give you, put you some time on the clock, Mr. Douglas. So you
I
can-
appreciate that, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
So the thing about it is, we don't have the ability to adjudicate these things. He doesn't have the things in front of him. Like we said, we can't unring that bell. But this man wants to have more time with his children, and I think that in all honesty,
Wait, are you asking him questions or are you doing a closing argument?
I was sorry, I was just finishing up my argument with that. But I'll go ahead and ask you a question, sir. Mr. Ralston, you want more time with your kids?
Yeah.
So the reason that you've done this, would you agree, is that you want more time with your children?
Yeah, I'm not paying money for no reason. I'm paying money because I want my kids.
My question once again is, do you want more time for your children?
Yes.
Okay. The thing about it is, whether or not that happens, we're focused on what this means for the children. The best interest of the children is our primary goal. As far as the child support's concerned and your retroactives, would you agree that you paid more money than what counsel
Yes.
is insinuating?
Yeah.
Do you have a rough number? Do you buy diapers on a regular basis?
Yes, sir. Diapers and wipes.
Okay, you drop those off with Miss Lopez.
I buy kids' clothes, yes. I mean, whose house it ends up at, it doesn't matter to me. When clothes are closed, they put them on, they go back to mom's house. It's not an issue.
Precisely. Okay. So on that same note, you wouldn't have any problem with having that written in that you're going to pay for all the kids' clothes and all the things that she needs going forward in order.
No, it's not a problem.
So for 50-50 custody, you would be more than willing to go forward and say, hey, I'm going to pay for everything that the children need for school clothes, for back to school supplies, etc.
Right. It's not an issue.
Okay. And so there's no other issue at bar that keeps you from doing that. As far as your income is concerned, was that number that she provided, the $6,000+ was that accurate?
No.
What is a more correct number to your recollection?
I'm looking at it right now. It's 2670. I get paid bi-weekly.
So
that's
2670 times 2.
Yeah, that's 5,200. That's the difference.
Thank you. So 5,200 is the correct number. You're looking at that right now.
So Mr. Douglas, did you provide that current paycheck stub that your client is testifying from to Ms. Warren today?
I did.
Ms. Warren?
It did not come in through my email. He tried to email it to me and
Yeah.
it did not.
She did not, Judge, make any contest of that. I sent it to her, asked her if she received it. She didn't say anything after that. I can
I
send it
should not
again.
have received it.
I can send it again.
I,
I'm sending it right now, as a matter of fact.
Go ahead and send it. And Mr. Douglas, you, I'm assuming, can see the paycheck stub as well, correct?
Yeah, I can read it right now.
Okay, and now send it to her, but what's the year to date?
Let's see here. Pay stub 6. Is that going to be the most recent Mr. Ralston pay stub 6?
Yeah, yeah, from Smith System, yeah.
No, that's the restaurant. Excuse me. So Smith System, got it. Yep, 2670.94 gross. And then the second one, 2084.86 is net.
Okay, we're talking about
What I
year-to-date.
asked was, what is the year to date?
Oh, year to date, 57,455.91.
Okay, slow down. $57,455.91. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, but that was 9/7/2024. Yeah. That's
And
correct.
that was dated, paycheck stub was dated what? September what?
7, 2024.
And Ms. Warren, has it come through yet?
I have to send it. I was
No.
reading that off, Judge. I'll send it again.
Mhm.
I'm not getting any of his emails. Let me,
Let me make sure it's Marianne Warren. It's MARIANNE.OAG.Texas.com or
.gov.
gov. Got
.gov.
it. Okay, I'll forward it. It pops up another one.
So Mr. Douglas and Ms. Warren, based just on what he said, and we're waiting for it to come through, the monthly gross through September the 7th, 2024 monthly would be what?
I just sent it. Excuse me.
So what are you saying your client's monthly gross is, Mr. Douglas? That's my question to you.
I'm pulling it back up right now, Your Honor. Sorry. All right. So monthly gross current period is 2670.94.
okay, that year-to-date was
No,
$57,000.
that's gonna be twice that. What he said was 50. What was that, Mr. Ralston?
Wait. Just hold up for my court.
It's times 2, so
Mr.
267.
Douglas, hold up, please, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Warren is $57,455.91.
If I divided that by 8,
Mm-hmm.
then it is $7,181.99.
Yeah, that's what I get too. So it's actually more than what the state
Right.
was asking. That's the gross that you're gonna start with. Use that number, Ms. Warren, recalculate child support and medical.
Okay, so for the medical, it's 646. And that makes child support $1,272. And for the retroactive, without the medical deduction, that's 1,433 times 10, which would be $1,433 minus the 1,000 credit, 13,330 for retroactive.
Are we incorporating his other children as well?
He has other biological or adopted children other than these two before the court, Mr.
Do you have
Ross?
others, Zachary?
No.
Yeah.
You're not. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Douglas, with your questions.
And so in ending this, do you feel like there's any reason why you wouldn't be able to pay half support on everything with the children?
Oh,
Or have a decent visitation schedule with the children, bi-weekly?
no.
Past witness.
No further questions.
Okay, so Ms. Lopez, father said he provided wipes and diapers since separation. Has he provided that?
Yes, ma'am.
How much are you saying that would have total? And anything else that's not monetary? If he gave clothes, shoes, anything else other than cash, how much would you say that has been since the separation from father? 500, another 1,500, what, ma'am?
Probably 500, 600.
Okay, and Mr. Ralston, how much would you say?
At least $2,000 because I was paying her car insurance too for many, many, many months.
Since the two of you have separated?
Yeah, I paid for it for like what, November, December, 4 months
Miss-
after that, so 6
Ms.
months.
Lopez, did he pay your car insurance?
Yes, I believe up until
April
probably
or May.
April.
Okay, all right. So I'm asking Mr. Ralston one more time.
Mhm.
In addition to the $1,000, anything else such as that insurance, such as the wipes, the diapers, you're saying you are requesting an additional $2,000 credit, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the court's ruling. There'll be a family violence and a non-disclosure finding in favor of the mother. There'll be sole managing conservatorship. The mother will decide where the children live, no geographical restriction. The father is the possessory. He will have expanded standard visitation so he can get them on Thursdays through Monday. And all of that will be in the order. Let's see, child support will be, counsel for medical for the two children. I'm going to order $400 beginning October 1st. That will stay with the state for medical and dental. In the future, sir, if you can beat that $400 through your employment, you can file a modification yourself through your attorney or request the Attorney General's office to review that. And counsel for the state, you calculated child support in amount of $1,272. Is that correct?
That's with the deduction of 646.
I
With the
know.
deduction of 400 is 1333.
Child support will be 1333 beginning October 1. There'll be a retroactive child support judgment in the amount of $9,000 with a monthly payout of $90, all beginning October 1st, 2024. The exchange location as requested and no geographical restriction. Court costs assessed to the respondent 60 days from today's date. If either of you disagree with my ruling, appeal my decision. You would have to file it yourself or hire your own private attorney. The Attorney General's office would not assist either of you. They represent only the state of Texas. All parties will receive a copy of the order via their emails today. Ms. Warren, is there anything else you need for your order?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, you all are free to go. Have a great day, and you can disconnect from Zoom.